Hello everyone, my name is Yowson, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Lite. Now, some things have changed. First off, you may notice this thing. It turned out Nuke could make this, so we went into the Nether and we found a couple ghasts. It took us about an hour to hunt them both down. Each of us managed to get one ghast here after about that amount of time. So, got an air sigil, and he also made me this sigil of elasticity thing. Beyond knowing that this takes a ghast here, not entirely sure how he made these things. Okay, that one actually looks pretty simple. This one, oh wow, they are actually pretty simple. But the elasticity one, hopefully it's turned on, activated, yep, makes it so we can bounce. And the air sigil makes it so we can kind of fly. Not really flight as much as it is falling in a given direction. So it actually works out pretty well. I used it to kind of do some exploring. This village here, this one here, and this one here, they're dead now. No longer is there life in these villages. And the reason is I went and I made this thing. Many villagers died in the creation of this gem. But we have villagers now. I want to find out eventually if they will melt into emeralds still, because emeralds are one of those things we are still lacking, which is kind of annoying because we apparently need them. I left these things running. So today for me is actually Sunday, so the Christmas holiday. So, you know, yay, Christmas. So happy holiday, whatever, you know, if you're doing the Christmas thing. Otherwise, you know, it's Sunday for you, Monday, whenever this comes out. I left this actually running since about 9 o'clock this morning, these two. We have a few ender pearls now and a little bit of blue slime. I was really hoping the slimes would drop more of these slime pearls. I tried magma slimes. I no idea. I thought I got these from magma slimes, but it just wasn't working. So yeah, it's going to take a little while, I think, before we can get to some of the other things. But today we need to fix a problem. As you'll notice, this room is empty. This room is empty because this room nearly crashed the server. It turns out every once in a while, this thing decides that 50,000 is too much, and it needs to reset both its input and outputs to 0. You know, that's a problem. But what really becomes a problem is when the 32,000 RF inside of this thing getting burned up at 2100 RF per tick empties out, because when this thing empties out, this stops. When this stops, all the stuff that was coming into this room backed up. So we had the little item router right here. It turns out it had about 3,000 entities backed up behind it. The one over here that was coming off the furnaces had probably another 1,000 or so. The mob spawner right here was also backed up because it couldn't pick anything up. So that area right there was full of junk. It was basically a nightmare. I had until I realized what the problem was, I was ripping things apart trying to figure out what was causing the issue. Normally that type of lag for me is caused when this system goes on and off and on and off. Like, you'll actually see these screens blinking. And that turned out not to be the problem. Even after I reset the capacitor, it didn't work. Well, it turns out the main cause of the issue, once the lag goes away, there it is, was this was full. We didn't have this as a backup or this. So once that filled up, everything just kind of went downhill from there. And it seemed like once the server started lagging, it had been probably going on for hours because the you know, can't keep up, lost so many tick messages spewed through the log file back farther than I cared to scroll. So it was a bit of a pain, bit of a mess, got it all cleared up. And in the end, we ripped this whole room down because it was not fast enough. I don't know if I have something configured wrong with that crusher, but the fact that it can only crush one thing every couple seconds was really slowing this room down. When you looked at the crusher, it had a bunch of lines. So, you know, it would have like the lines kind of similar to the gray here, and they would go all the way down. They went off my screen. And that was even after shutting the quarry down and letting it run for probably like 5-6 hours. It never caught up. So finally it was one of those, you know what, we're just going to take the whole room as a loss. We ripped the whole thing down, took whatever was in there, and basically we lost it when we broke the unit. But right now all of it is dumping into here. It is dumping directly into The black chest right now was going into the filtering system out there to be smelted. Right now it's getting pulled directly into the system. And what that ended up doing was pulling all these ores in, and they stacked up pretty fast. So I put in the quantum storage units for it. You can see we got like almost 4,000 nickel. Almost 6,000 osmium. 8,000 bauxite, 7,500 lead, whole bunch of resonant ore, a whole bunch of yellowite. That's interesting. Lots of, whoa, that's a lot of copper. I haven't actually looked at this in a while. 20,000 tin, almost 38,000 iron. So you can see that's backing up, and that's a problem. So today, getting to the point, what I want to do is fix that. We need to get some type of automation in place to correct that problem. I was going to go back to immersive engineering, but it just wasn't processing fast enough. So what we're going to end up doing is using some Ender IO stuff. So most of this is stuff you've kind of seen laying around. I mean, the capacitor, we haven't actually built any of these components, but luckily there were pieces in the system to set up the autocraft, so Newt already had most of them built. But a lot of it is just, it's just basically combining materials. So we've got like the ender pearl and the energetic alloy to get the vibrant. The energetic is redstone and glowstone and gold back in the alloy smelter. So what I did was I automated this thing. I stuck the patterns into it and just basically told it to make a whole ton of them. And you know, just kind of processed through it. But we got enough of them now where the idea here is that for each one of those deep stores, with the exception of the resonant ore, I want to have a sag mill and then an alloy smelter. So the sag mill will eject directly into the alloy smelter. So the idea was to kind of set them up like this here and here. So there we go. That's the alloy smelter. So if we put that one there and that one there, you would basically have, I'm not entirely sure how I want to set this up yet. I know I want to use these, but what you can do is we can tell it with the configure IO here that we want it to eject on what's the right side here, and then we come over to this one and we say we want to come over here and we want to pull. So what should happen is when this one's done, it should spit the material directly into this one, and then we just have this one drop it into the system somewhere. The biggest problem right now is how to get the materials out of these things, because it would come in to the sag mill and then come out of the alloy smelter, which is more than likely we want to be furnace only mode. And then, nope, this one with the octadic capacitors, which is the highest tier capacitor we can make, which holds an awful lot of power, makes them go faster, and basically just makes them eat power. So we need to be able to get materials in, because this requires the ore and flint as well as power. This one requires power as well as the ability to output. So not entirely certain how I want to set these up. It might be easier to put like a what's the word I'm looking for? An ender chest like right here, and then have the other set like sag mill here, alloy smelter here, and then just have the two furnaces output into the middle here. That could work. The only problem I can see with this, I only have three. I only have three. There. Is to get, yeah, no matter how I look at it, I might have to actually sink these into the wall, because we need at least two sides on this one for the inputs for the flint and the ore, and another side for power. This one needs a side for power and a side for the output. That's the sag mill. So if we put them, nope, like this, they're sunk in a little bit, but we can put, why do I not have two? Give me two. What? Seriously? Two. Okay, that's weird. Nah, there you go. No. Shift right click, turn that off, hold shift, jump, yeah, there we go. So we can do this. Oh, that looks like crap because it sticks out right there. You can't use, we couldn't use a hopper because it would just fill it up with one material or the other. Oh, I thought I had this all figured out in my head. Apparently I was wrong. To be fair, I didn't upload Friday because it got to the time I went to sleep on Thursday, and I had actually in the course of a few hours forgot that it was Thursday. I was so sick. And it's just now getting to the point where I'm not like coughing up a lung and, you know, being able to actually remember what day it is. So more than likely the plan that I thought up yesterday is probably not entirely sound. We may just wing this in place to begin with. It'll drive Newt insane. But if we do this, so alloy smeltery, that goes there. And then let's just grab, what are you? You're the sack mill, so you can go there and there. That's an alloy smelter. Wait a minute. Seriously? What? Oh, really? Because I put you down, you're going to be that way? That's interesting. Sag mill. Alloy smelter, sag mill. Yeah, see, this gets a little complicated. I suppose we might be able to get away, because I think the export buses, or the exporters, I think they can send multiple items out, so we might be able to get away with one. That could work. Because then we'd have one in the back, one there. Let me put a little more thought into this. Okay, I think this, we're going to call this a working prototype. So what I basically did was I just kind of wove the conduit down here. It goes under the floor, it comes back up over here. Now I just need to figure out where to put the power. Because it needs to get solar from somewhere. Because I kind of want to have these things self-contained to a point, because I don't know what's going to happen as far as power draw. So if we connect these, I don't remember if this is the cable comes this far over. Nope, we can fix that. It is fixable. So we come down here, bounce up here, and then, oh, there it is. We will just bring it over to here. Yep, all right, and there we go. So now what we should be able to do is come over here, grab some flint, get rid of some of that junk. All right, now each of the sag mills needs to be told to export flint. Okay. So we'll add that into each of them. Alright, so they'll start putting flint in there. And then what we're going to do... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Wanted to put the flint away. There we go. Actually, let's put these away as well. There, much better. Now, let's see. Biggest offender was, I think, iron. Yeah. I think it was just 15, 9. Yeah. So let's see. We need this one, this one. We need some copper. Yellowite, I guess I'm not necessarily worried about at this point. Where's the next one? 8, 5, 4. Bauxite for aluminum. Let's go over here. So if we tell you to export that as well, and then we come in here to your configuration, we flip you over, and we say pull. Why are you not? Always active. I checked these. I thought they would work. Yeah, well, let's just configure them all and see. It's possible because of the way I have them set up that they're not going to work. I was hoping one would be enough. Let's pull some power into this system temporarily. And let's grab, where'd they go? Capacitors. Here and here. And then we're going to go output. And then we're actually going to come over here again. Inputs. And solar. These are going to be more than enough to completely overwhelm this thing. But we do, sunrise soon, but we'll speed the process up. I don't remember closing that door. Every now and then the doors close. But then again, I think it was Friday night maybe? The power went out here for a couple hours. The ice took out some power lines. And luckily we didn't lose the server and I had to resort to a backup. Okay. But it may have caused some oddities. We need some speed upgrades. Speed. You know what? Let's just drop you down. There we go. See how long that takes to make. Okay, so that goes that way. That goes over here. It turns into iron. Then what we'd want it to do would be to do that, which should automatically output those. Then if we grab some of these, this is going to cause these things to go completely berserk. It's overkill right now because they're not getting the input from the network they need. Yeah. And if we come over here, nope. Let's configure. You know what? I think that's actually making things worse. Okay. The on and off might be messing with things. We'll see. Alright, so we're going to configure our IOs. We're going to come up here. We're going to tell you that you're a pull and you're a push. And then we come over to the smeltery and we say you're a pull and you're a push. Sag mill. Pull. Push. You are a pull and then a push. That should, what are you? You're bauxite. I configure you wrong? No? That smelts up. These are on furnace or alloy. I suppose I should probably flip them all to furnace only. Don't think it's really gonna make that big a difference in this situation, but just in case, furnace only. Alright, let's check our speed upgrades because we need to get those things going faster. How are you doing? Okay, you're doing good. So if we do upgrade, oh, we've got a couple. That's perfect. Let's move some stuff around here. 4, okay, and let's just fill up some speed upgrades. This might be enough. We might be able to get by with that, although I'm not entirely sure the stack upgrade affects the exporter. You think it'd be really obvious if it did. So the main problem right now, and the reason you can see that it's not doing that much, is the system. Ooh. Did not account for that. That's a problem, because this stuff is going to fill up eventually and it's going to stop the whole thing. Are these doing the same thing? This one's not doing anything at all, because those are set specifically for export. So more than likely the ones that are functioning are catching the material before it actually gets sent into the deep stores, or the quantum storage, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, we're going to keep those out of there. Get those away now. So in theory, if we come over here, let's see what happens. it's going to try and export it right away, but I want to see if this works. Yep, okay, so an entire stack went in there. This experiment is not going as well as I was hoping because of that. I mean, tin and nickel as excess is actually really cool. Cobble, yeah, see, there's some cobble. As it's coming in from the quarry, if it gets caught by these things before it goes into the quantum tank or quantum storage units, it's actually working pretty well. Because what I actually set up over here is these aren't external storages really. All they've got on them, you can't really see it. They've just got exporters on them. So they're basically just dumping the material out of the system as fast as possible to hopefully prevent this from filling up. But of course now what they're doing is they're actually putting it back into the system. So it's going to start causing problems. How to do this? I mean, it works, but not really the way I wanted it to. I thought... No, that doesn't have JDI turned on. How are you to make? Not that hard. So that gives us a controller. And then... What are you called? You're called a disk drive. Disk drive. Disk manipulator, disk drive. Advanced machine casing. Was it a processor or a... Okay, it's a full-on processor. No, I only need one of those. And then it was a machine casing and plain old boring chest. You'll do. Take this one. Okay, that should turn into a disk drive. Okay, there's that. Okay. Oh, this is... Alright, this is going to be completely and utterly temporary because I just need to know if it's going to work. Output. Alright, and then disk drive. And then did we have any disks in here? We did not. Okay. I'd like to get a 64. Oh. We got 64s. Creative 64K storage. Do we have one of those? We do not. What's it take to make one of these? Takes that. Then we need to combine this and this. Gets us one 64K drive, which we can come over here, put here. Okay. Now we need interface. Importer and exporter and a basic. Basic. Two basics. Two importers. Two exporters. Nope, this one. That's going to get us two interfaces. Okay. So if we come over here, pop those out. You here, here, cable. Boing. A little bit of lag going on. Connect those in. How are you doing? Okay, you're pulling in. Disk drive shows it has some storage going into it. We now need refined storage. This is our basically ending up being our crash course in refined storage. A grid. Let's just do a grid for now. Do we have the materials for that? What are we missing? A construction core, basic, and glowstone. Okay. Basic. This is the first time I'm actually making most of this stuff. So it's a bit of a rabbit hole by the looks of it. And you go there. Okay, that gives us a grid. If we slap it on top right here, it lights up. Okay, so what the idea here would be then would be to take anything from this system that matches any of the items that are currently going into these storage units, and instead of putting them in the storage units, dump them into this system, which needs a lot more 64Ks to be able to handle that. But if we go 64, we grab these three, and then what was it, just this? Okay, and it gets us these, which gets us a lot more storage we can pull into it. Now, the thing I'm not sure about is with the old AE systems, you used to be able to attach an interface and a storage bus together, and you could do some pretty neat things. You basically give one system access to the other. I don't know if that functions the same way anymore. What are these things called? External storage. Okay. So what we need basically is an interface, which was an importer and an exporter. Importer, and maybe a couple of those. And then we've already got the exporter. And then what was it? A basic. Alright, one basic. And then we also need external storage, which it looks like we already had one of those in the system. So put you in, could be in like that in there. And then that gets us our interface. What I don't know here is if I connect these two, will they pass that system into this system? Because if they do, one of these controllers is going to explode, which strikes me as a bad thing. But let's find out. So if we put an interface here and we attach external storage to it, not that I expect it to explode or anything. Crap. Okay, it passes the signal. Okay, we disconnected that. Oh, yeah, I'm never going to hear the end of that. Oh, no, back up, please. Okay. Let's see, it was here. No, wait. It was here. The glowstone was in the middle of the room. Snap some of the expensive conduit. Okay. That idea did not pan out. Power the system back up. Are you alive? Okay. Learned something new. That passes signal. Okay. Probably should have saw that coming. Okay. Give me those. Okay, so we need a way to dump material from one system into the other that is not going to cause it to explode. An exporter with a stack upgrade and some speed upgrades might work. Let's just put this stuff away for now. Oh, I have an exporter. An external storage. No, I don't want external external store. What? Oh, yeah. Nope, wait. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nothing to see here. Now, certainly not a hole in the floor there with, you know, a cable that's missing, cutting off part of the system from the other half, but yeah. Okay. Here's an importer. We need stack upgrade. Holy smokes, it's been finding a lot of those things. And we need 3 speed upgrades. Okay. So this time without the explosions. Chest. He's gonna log in tomorrow and be like, what the heck did you do? We'll put you there for the time being, so we have a placeholder to put the chest down, because these things have to be placed like hoppers. Jump, jump, jump. Exporter. Okay. Stack upgrades, some speed upgrades. Okay. Okay. Now, importer goes there. Cable. No explosions, please. Yay, no explosions. Alright, good. Of course, it blew up the controller over here that actually mucked everything up, but you know. Upgrades. Take one more U. No. That's right. This one's sorted by... That one's sorted by number, so anytime you take something out, it messes with where it is. Okay, put those in there. Come over here. We're only processing... What were we processing? Iron... 10. Boing. Bauxite. Wait, what? Well, that's just silly. What were we supposed to be doing? Iron, 10, copper. What's bauxite? Bauxite. There you are, bauxite. Okay, so if we come over here now, and we come over to this one, and we say those come out, and 10 goes there, open you up, toss you in there. This is so backwards. Oh, I remember now. Okay, snap this. Ooh, that one needs to stay. That needs to go up there. That needs to go there. That needs to be broken. That way things don't explode. Then, where are you at? There you are. This can connect to here. That connects those. Come over here. I need to break that one and that one. Move. Then if we do this, those will connect. And iron's out of the system because that's full. Wait, that's 10. Man, what did I do? 10 bauxite, 10 copper? Yeah. You're supposed to be copper. That's what's wrong. Okay. How much are you pulling? 83 RF a tick. Not sure we can handle that. Okay, that takes 10. That one is currently processing bauxite. This one is not doing so hot. No idea why I cannot scroll wheel those. So we want you to go faster. You and you. Okay, so the furnaces need to move faster. Where's our capacitor? That's not bad. those are, yeah, they're losing power, but not bad. That's doing okay. That's not built up anything weird. This has extra junk in it. That's going to be a problem. This has extra junk in it. That's going to be a problem. So let's see. The extra stuff needs to get pulled out of there somehow. The ideal would be to have it extracted and fed back into the system, but well, I think we're going to call this a prototype system. This is kind of what I want. I want to get all the ores that we're going to process out of this system into an intermediate refined storage system, and then have those process. So right now I am getting some nasty frame hitches every time one of those little buggers changes its state. What I think we may end up doing is separating these machines out a little bit. That way the finished dust, or like the dust, actually comes back into this system. How did I end up stone in there? That's kind of weird. And then once that's done, then it gets fed into a given furnace. That might be easier because that would mean these things like tin and nickel grit, that would come out and get fed into one of the furnaces. That would at least allow us to start moving in a specific direction. But if we grab that junk out of here and just toss it into there, yeah, I think that'll work. The interface gives us a good way to get the materials back out of the system, the exporters, because the idea would basically be to pull this system out of that one, so that if anything really goes wrong, hopefully it would take this system down and not the primary. At least that would be the goal. But I think I need to rework this because it's not going to fit in the wall like I wanted it to. So it's just not going to work so well. But for now, I think we're going to say thank you for watching, and I'm going to work on this between episodes and see if I can get it a little more planned out, and we'll take a look at it next time, hopefully. But again, thank you for watching. If you liked the episode, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed and you want to see more videos, hit that subscribe button, and you will see more videos. If you happen to know someone who might like watching me blow up our controller, hey, send them a link. Maybe they'll like the video. Maybe they'll subscribe. And then, you know, you get to be happy for hopefully making somebody else happy, and I get to be happy for channel support, which is awesome and always appreciated. So again, thank you for watching.